10 scary pets people actually have. Number 10. Tailless whip scorpion. You wouldn't have thought that a creature that was something out of a mix between a spider, a scorpion, and a crab would be very popular as a pet. But that's exactly what a tailless whip scorpion is, and they are kept by enthusiasts around the world. They have 8 legs, 2 pincers, and 8 eyes around their heads, and there are 8 species that are commonly kept as pets. Depending on the species, they can grow to be from anywhere between 2 and 30 inches long, and they come in a wide range of colors. They are nocturnal, so use their appendages to feel their way around, and prefer to walk sideways in a similar way to a crab. Despite their appearance, these creatures aren't dangerous to humans at all and are actually quite calm. They don't attack or aggressively defend themselves, and it's even safe to let them walk all over your face. Number 9. Vietnamese centipede. Vietnamese centipedes are mainly native to regions throughout southern Asia, but can also be found all around the world. They are an orangey-brown color, can grow to around 8 inches long, and have 2 legs protruding from each segment, along with 2 modified legs on their heads that they use to hunt prey and to defend themselves. This species is venomous, and their bites can cause a very painful stinging sensation. It's because of this that they are only recommended as pets for people who are used to looking after these types of creatures, and they shouldn't ever be handled. They require live prey such as mice and need a very specific environment to avoid becoming stressed. Vietnamese centipedes are certainly impressive animals to have on display, but with all the risks involved, especially if it was to escape, you'd surely be much better off with a dog. Number 8. Lynx. Cats are some of the most popular pets to be kept around the world, but for some, the smaller domesticated variety aren't enough. There are countless examples of people keeping larger species like tigers, but one of the most surprising is the lynx. It's perfectly legal to keep them in your home in Russia, and people often attempt to house train them. Of course, they aren't a domesticated species, so there's only so far this training can go. And there are some other things potential owners have to take into consideration. They need a lot of space to roam around in, and if you think a typical small cat brings too many gifts to you, then you haven't seen anything. Lynxes, which can grow to 52 inches long, hunt birds, fish, and rabbits, and often bring them back home to eat later. The Eurasian lynx, which is the species popular in Russia, is the 3rd largest predator in Europe and needs to eat at least 2 or 3 pounds of meat every day, which means a serious food bill if you want to keep one happy. From all accounts, though, these wild cats can be friendly members of the family if they're adopted when they're young, and there are surprisingly few reports of any attacks happening towards their owners. Number 7. Madagascan hissing cockroach. Normal cockroaches have no place in our homes and are enough to freak a lot of people out. But imagine a larger one which hisses. Would you want one of these as a pet? Madagascan hissing cockroaches can grow to about 3 inches long, are shiny brown, and have a pair of antennae on their head. They don't have any wings, and the males grow horns that they use to fight with each other. The stronger and more dominant they are, the more that they hiss. But the noise has uses in breeding too. They use the sound to attract potential mates, but unusually, instead of being made by rubbing parts of their bodies together, the hissing emanates from the way the air is exhaled through their breathing holes. As pets, they're quite safe to handle and are surprisingly clean. In stark contrast to the pests that invade homes, this species of cockroach is rather particular about its diet and require fruit and plant material. Before we move on, be sure to subscribe to Top 5s with notifications on. Number 6. Pacman frog. These mean-looking amphibians are Pacman frogs, also known as horned frogs. They come from South America, predominantly Argentina, and can be a wide range of different colors. There are actually 8 different species, each of which have their own unique characteristics, but are all surprisingly docile. They can be easily kept in a small tank and spend most of their lives hiding beneath the substrate and waiting for their chance to capture prey. They need a constant supply of crickets, worms, and mice to feed on, and a fully grown specimen, which can be up to 7 inches long, could eat a fully grown rat. Pacman frogs are a cannibalistic species, however, so they shouldn't be kept together, and you have to be careful with feeding them large prey because while they can eat something that's up to half their own body size, anything that's bigger can get stuck in their throats and can cause them to suffocate. In captivity, they can live for as long as 10 years, so if you do ever decide to get one for yourself, be prepared to be keeping it for a long time. Number 5. Capybara. Do you look at a guinea pig and wish that it could be bigger? Well, meet the capybara, native to South America and the largest species of rodent in the world. In the wild, they're a very social species and can live in groups of as many as 100. But despite looking quite cute, these animals can grow to more than 4 feet in length, weigh up to 146 pounds, and have a mean temper if they feel threatened. They're also a semi-aquatic species, which means they require an appropriate environment when kept in captivity, which is far more than the average home can provide. Their teeth keep continually growing, so if there's not enough for them to grind down on, they can develop into a vicious bite. And they're also a rapidly breeding invasive species in the right conditions, so populations are starting to increase in Florida after some were released into the wild. As rodents go, they're sure better than rats, but capybaras can also be a lot to handle, and many who choose to adopt them as pets because of the way they look end up regretting their decision. Number 4. Skunk. Skunks are renowned for their ability to emit a foul-smelling liquid when they feel under threat. So it's perhaps a surprise that there are people that keep them as pets. While not a common practice, it's allowed in the US, Canada, Germany, and a number of other countries, and they can be curious and loving animals if treated right. Those that are kept in homes are usually specifically bred for that purpose, as they have their scent glands removed at a young age. This practice is controversial, though, and is illegal in the UK for animal welfare concerns. Native to America, they have, however, been kept as pets ever since Columbus first visited the continent, where he saw Native American nations keeping them on farmland because of their ability to kill and deter rodents and other pests. Now, though, only about 1/3 of American states actually allow skunks to be kept in a domestic setting, and they can be quite a handful. They're intelligent and inquisitive creatures, so will open up cupboards trying to dig through carpets to see what's beneath, and will eat virtually anything they can get a hold of. Number 3. Kinkajou. Kinkajous are another species of animal that may look cute at first, but once you learn more about them, it becomes clear why they're such a bad idea to have as a pet. They're related to raccoons and native to Central and South America in rainforests. They grow to 24 inches long, weigh up to 10 pounds, and are nocturnal, spending their days hidden away and hunting fruit and insects by night. Being kept awake during the day tends to make kinkajous increasingly angry, and they hate sudden movements and loud noises, and will react with screams, scratching, and deep bites if they become particularly annoyed. Stories of owners being attacked by their pet kinkajous are common. Paris Hilton famously had one and was often scratched and attacked by it. The potential dangers are more than skin deep too, because they can carry a type of roundworm which, if it infects a human, can lead to reduced brain function and even death. That explains a lot. Number 2. Goudi Sapphire Ornamental Tarantula. As far as spiders go, Goudi Sapphire Ornamental Tarantulas are a beautiful species. They have a deep blue color with yellow patches on their legs and grow to become 8 inches across. They come from India, where they're only found in a 39 square mile forest. But before you think this is a cute spider, its coloration is meant more as a warning than a welcome. Its venom is regarded as being medically significant, and if you were to suffer a bite from one, you could expect intense pain, headaches, cramps, and swelling that could last for up to a week, or even a number of months in severe cases. They are also very fast-moving, which makes it more of a surprise that they're so popular as pets. The appeal, of course, is their coloration, and in the US, adult ones can sell for more than $500 each. They are definitely not ones that are safe to handle, though, even if you're able to catch them in the first place. Number 1. Hippo. Despite looking cool from a distance, hippos are one of the most dangerous animals on the planet. They can weigh as much as 3,300 pounds, can run up to 19 miles per hour in bursts, and even though they're herbivores, they have a real mean streak. This is because in the wild they have to share their habitat with dangerous animals like Nile crocodiles and lions. While these predators have been occasionally seen attacking hippos, they take great risk in doing so and are just as likely to be injured or killed themselves. The idea of having a giant pet that can routinely fend off attacks by such ferocious threats is probably beyond most of us, but there are some who take on the challenge. Often this is because they found a stranded hippo calf and decided to take it in to look after it. But even though the animals appear to be friendly, they can turn in an instant and don't know their full strength. One of the most famous pet hippos, Humphrey, was kept at a rural farm in South Africa by the farmer who saw him as a son. But in a tragic turn of events, Humphrey turned on his owner of 6 years and repeatedly bit him. The farmer's body was later found submerged further down the river where it happened. And it just goes to show that however domesticated a wild animal may seem to be, you can never get too confident. Subscribe to Top 5s for more and check out some of our other popular videos.